AFRICOM is a United States Department of Defense combatant command responsible for military operations in Africa.
As the Zimbabwe Zambia tension escalates, Zambian parliamentarians put their executive to task.
Honorable Minister, don't you think it is the existence of that office which is making more African countries very uncomfortable?
It is not uncommon for nations to collaborate and cooperate on various matters, including matters relating to defense and security. It's not uncommon at all. Zambia would not be the first, would not be the last, and in particular with regard to that office, established only for purposes of training in preparation for UN missions. Nothing more and nothing less. No need for conspiracy theories.
Zambia's foreign minister confirms in parliament that the country's government is working with the US through the recently established US Africa Command AFRICOM office in Lusaka to collaborate and cooperate in matters of defense and security. He, however, doesn't spell out what the collaboration and cooperation involve. Rather, he opts for a lie, claiming that AFRICOM assists Zambia only in training and preparation for UN missions. The minister is misguided to think that UN only assists Africa. Actually, the majority of UN peacekeeping missions are out of Africa. AFRICOM is for Africa, and the UN is international, with the US as a permanent member of the UN Security Council. They facilitate the UN peacekeeping missions via the Department of Peace Operations, not AFRICOM.
Is a minister in order to mislead us and mislead the nation that this particular establishment in Lusaka, which I doubt is even a creation of cabinet, because if it was, it could have been brought here for ratification, Madam Speaker. Is he in order to mislead us that this particular establishment in Lusaka is for UN for training for UN operations, when in fact this particular concern he has mentioned is not even highlighted on the objectives of AFRICOM? I think you're serious.
The AFRICOM office in Lusaka has recently raised eyebrows in Zambia itself and within the SADC, especially among Zambia's neighbors.
Zambia belongs to the bloc called SADC, and what happens in Zambia is a concern of other members of SADC. I just want to find out how much consultation was done, if any, with SADC members before authorizing the opening of this AFRICOM in Zambia. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Indeed, as Zambia is a member of a regional body, it still is a sovereign state. It is not every matter that is one that is dealt with on a regional perspective. There are clear engagement models on what ought to be dealt with on a regional perspective and what ought to be dealt with on a bilateral or sovereign basis. So this issue that is being referred to was one dealt with on a bilateral basis.
The minister gets tongue-tied and he switches to political rhetoric. He covers up. Either he knows what he's talking about or he doesn't know what he's talking about. If he doesn't know what he's talking about, then he knows that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Question: what is he not talking about? How do we know if something is good or bad? First, we raise concerns. Then we scrutinize. With that, I'm going to sign out here.